I'm cool.
Hola. Today we are going to be talking to you about the Spanish language. Cocinas, arroz, de Mexican, which means we will be cooking Mexican rice. Before I tell you about how to cook the rice, I want to tell you about Mexican rice.
In order to understand exactly why the Spanish rice is used so much in their culture, it is beneficial to know the history of Spanish rice. Spain was ruled by the Moors, who in turn were heavily influenced by the culture of Muslim or Arabs from the Middle East. It is widely believed that the Moors who laid the foundation stone in the history of Spanish rice by introducing the local population. By the time the Moors were expelled from Spain more than 700 years after they first arrived, rice had already developed a long-established history among the Spanish people who were not prepared to abandon it. To this day, rice has still been a big part of their culture. We will have a video at the end to explain a little more about the Mexican culture.
We're going to show you all of the steps and ingredients on how to cook Spanish rice. Before you start, the materials you need is a skillet, an oven, knives, and the necessary ingredients listed. The ingredients that you will need is 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of chopped onions, 1.5 cups of uncooked white rice, 2 cups of chicken broth, and 1 cup of chunky salsa.
Alright, you have to prep. It will only take a few minutes to prep. For prepping, all you have to do is get the skillet, turn it on so it can heat up. And then you chop up your onions that you were going to need. As I do that. I just washed it because onions, when you wash them off as you're cutting them, they don't make you cry. After you think you have enough onion, you measure them out.
So to start off, first you will need to heat the 2 tablespoons of oil in a large heavy skillet over medium heat. Then you stir in the 2 tablespoons of onions and cook until tender, which is about 5 minutes. After that, mix the 1.5 cups of After that, mix the 1.5 cups of rice into the skillet and stir it. stir in 2 cups of chicken broth and 1 cup of salsa. Once that step is completed, reduce the heat, cover, and simmer for 20 minutes until the liquid has been absorbed. Now that the salsa has been stirred, we will now cover and simmer the rice for 20 minutes until the liquid has been absorbed.
You also have to stir frequently. Make sure you stir frequently. You have to stir until all the liquid has been absorbed.
Salsa has been around for many years, but it has never tasted as good as this will.
Now it's been about 15 minutes. You come stir it frequently. As you can see, it's coming. All the liquid is almost absorbed, so it only has maybe about 7 minutes. And you just keep stirring it. After you stir, you simmer again. Leave that in for about 2 or 3 more minutes and check on it again. As you can see, it's done. So now you turn off the heat, take it off the eye, and get prepared to serve. Alright, now it's ready to serve. You just put it on your plate and have it with whatever you want.
Where does arroz con pollo come from? Arroz con pollo, or rice with chicken in Spanish, is a traditional dish that is common throughout Latin America, Spain, and especially in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Costa Rica. Common ingredients include rice, tomatoes, mixed vegetables, and fresh herbs, chicken, and saffron. There are many traditional ways to prepare it, unique to various countries. An arroz con pollo you find in Cuba may be quite different than one you find in Peru. But typically, this is enjoyed for family celebrations at lunchtime because of its hearty nature. It's also enjoyed in the colder winter months because it truly warms you up. You can also add chopped bell peppers, which you cook with the onions, or peas, which you can mix in at the end. It is an easy stovetop one-pan dish enjoyed by family. It is so good. I'm Jan from Kitchen Kitchen.